What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated WBO welterweight superstar boxer world champion, pound for pound king, Terence Bud Crawford is fed up. He goes back and forth with former unified welterweight superstar boxer Keith "One-Time" Thurman, who held the WBC and IBF world titles. No, excuse me, the WBC and the WBA world titles. Keith "One-Time" Thurman, he lost the WBC due to inactivity. He was stripped of it. Danny Garcia, Sean Porter fought for the vacant WBC title. Sean Porter won the fight. Errol Spence took the belt from Sean Porter. And he's going back and forth now. And also, Keith Thurman lost to Manny Pacquiao. That's where he lost the WBA world title. Terence Crawford is not only going back and forth with Keith "One-Time" Thurman, but he is going back and forth with WBC super welterweight or junior middleweight world champion Jermell Charlo, right? He told Jermell Charlo, they weighed in and gave their thoughts about the possible mega welterweight showdown between Terence Crawford and a close friend of theirs, which is unified WBC, IBF, undefeated welterweight superstar boxer Earl the True Spence Jr., right? Jermell Charlo happens to be stablemates with Errol Spence Jr., and they're all three from Texas. Big Charlo, Jermell Charlo, who's the WBC middleweight regular world champion. Jermell Charlo is the junior middleweight WBC world champion. And Errol Spence is WBC welterweight world champion. But they're all from Texas. And at one point in time, they're all close. That's just the bottom line, right? With that said, they weighed in on, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. It's the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. Jermell Charlo said he was just being honest. Him and Jermell Charlo, they're just being honest when they weighed in on who they think will win between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, right? And obviously, they're going to side with Errol Spence. Terence Crawford responded by saying he let him know lions aren't the king of the jungle. And don't make me show you. Right? He said, don't make me have to come up there to junior middleweight and show you what it is. Wow. And he told Keith Thurman, shut the blank up. Right? He said, if I sent the contract, you're going to find another way to swindle out of it. So stop acting like you want this action. You never wanted to fight me, so just shut the blank up. Period. And then he told Jermell Charlo, don't make me show you that lions are not the king of the jungle. Wow. So Terence Crawford is fed up, man. Terence Crawford has had enough. I made the video earlier where Terence Crawford said he don't want no excuses when it comes to him fighting Errol Spence. He wants to get his just dues, so he don't want to fight Errol Spence straight away. Coming off of that horrific car accident Errol Spence suffered October 10th. He says then it would just be tons of excuses. He said if I knock Errol Spence out, it'll be all types of excuses as to why, and they will point to the accident. So I don't want to have that to take my glory. Like Achilles said to Hector in the movie Troy, I will not let this rock take my glory. Get up, Prince. So that's the way Terence Crawford is feeling about this situation with Errol Spence. And to be honest, I believe that Terence Crawford at this point in time is just all the way fed up when it comes to the Errol Spence situation. And at this point in time, I believe that Terence Crawford is just ready to, get the fight, to get it in, man. He's ready to get it in, point blank and period. And so, at this point in time, Terence Crawford, he going to make his presence felt, right? And he's not going to just sit idle and just let people just ramble on regardless of who it is. We saw him address me, right? We saw him address media members, right? And now he's addressing boxers, right? He's letting it be known that he's listening, he's paying attention to everything's being said, and he's responding, right? So, like I said, he has made mention of a possibility of him going up to 154. He made it he let it be known that he don't have no problem doing that. And now his response to Jermell Charlo is telling Jermell Charlo, listen, man, don't make me come up there and show you that lions aren't the king of the jungle. So sport of boxing, man, it's getting thick, man. Point blank and period. It's getting thick, right? And it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Everybody's on edge. Everybody wants to see Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. That's the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. Like I stated before, the biggest fight in boxing at the time was Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. But since Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua both lost, right? So as the heavyweight division goes, so does the sport of boxing. And so now with both of these guys, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua losing, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford has replaced them as the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. And so now, everybody wants to see it. And nobody wants to wait, like we did with the Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. That took 5 years to make that fight happen, and everybody was eager to see that fight. So nobody wants to wait on that no more. Everybody's tired of it. So we like instant gratification in the sport of boxing anyway, hands down. So everybody's ready to see Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. We would have been, without this pandemic and this entire situation that's going on, we could have been well on our way. But obviously, Errol Spence suffered a horrific accident, because January 25th was supposed to be the mark the date for Errol Spence and Danny Garcia. Should Errol Spence have been victorious in that fight, around this time we could have been talking about negotiations or possibly a date for Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. But obviously, either which way, it would have been put on hold because of the pandemic and the situation going on with the virus. So, everybody's antsy. We like instant gratification. So, it's going to pan out, right? And, when it comes to Keith Thurman, danced around the question when it came to Terence Crawford. He said that, with respect to Terence Crawford, if they sent the contract, he truly wouldn't want the fight going straight away because Terence Crawford is a champion. And he danced around the question. He said that Terence Crawford is a champion, and so he would like to have a tune-up coming off an injury, before he goes into that fight because of the respect he had for Terence Crawford. And pretty much he gave Terence Crawford his just dues backhandedly, right? He's saying that he's not ready. He wouldn't be prepared physically to go into a fight straight away with Terence Crawford coming off of his own injuries, right? But at the same token, he's saying if a contract was signed for the money, he would make it happen. So basically, he's letting you know if he did go straight into a fight with Terence Crawford, at this point in time, it would be simply for the money because he's not physically prepared and mentally prepared to face a fighter like Terence Crawford. So Keith Thurman has been dancing around Terence Crawford since Terence Crawford made mention of coming to the welterweight division to campaign. Keith Thurman was saying he's too small. He needs to prove himself. He needs to get a belt. He had tons of excuses, and now he's saying his priority is Errol Spence. And ironically enough, he's saying his priority is Errol Spence after Errol Spence said he has zero interest in fighting Keith Thurman because when Keith Thurman was the champion, he didn't want to give him the opportunity and give him the chance. And so Errol Spence pretty much said the Keith Thurman fight is all but a goner, and now Keith Thurman is making mention of Errol Spence. That's ironic, right? And when it comes to Jermell Charlo is the smaller of the Charlos. Big Charlo, Jermell Charlo, who's the middleweight world champion. And Terence Crawford is saying, listen, if I have to come to 154 to show you that lions aren't the king of the jungle, then I'll do so. So he's basically letting it be known that he'll go to 54 and fight Jermell Charlo. And, that's a possibility. We see guys, Terence Crawford is slightly bigger than Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather went up to 52, 54 for Oscar De La Hoya, but 52 for Canelo Alvarez. So the boxing ability of Terence Crawford, the slick boxing ability, you know, it could, you know, we could see him, you know, campaign at 154. You know, how successful he would be is a whole nother story, because Jermell Charlo is nobody's pushover. He ain't nobody tune-up. He's far more aggressive than I believe Canelo was with Floyd Mayweather. That'd be a tough fight for Terence Crawford. But Terence Crawford, the dog in him, is just saying, listen, he ready to, if it's doable, he's ready to do it if you run in your mouth. So the sport of boxing is still booming, even though it's on the hiatus. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hit, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.